to the Driver Xperience podcast, where we talk all things cars and all things car related. Today we have two returning guests, CJ and Marcus. Welcome, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us today. Another all-marine panel. Semper Fi.
Right.
Hey, right. Killer. Today we're going to discuss a few controversial topics. It seems like as we approach the end of the year of 2023, a lot of things we don't want carried on into the new year. And I'm going to just jump straight into it. CJ, what are things that you don't want to see going into 2024 in the car community?
I got a long list, man. Starting with the takeovers. I think that's probably number one for most real passionate car enthusiasts. Yeah, that's number one for sure.
Marcus.
I would have to say I want to see more cars built and not bought at these car meets. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
bought
Fair.
and built, but less of the just bought cars, you know?
Okay. I feel like the bought cars are kind of they come with a certain type of person, in my opinion. And you got some people who are you're going to buy a car, period, right? And for those who don't understand, a bought car is like, oh, I went to the dealership, I bought a car, I put exhaust on
I bought
it.
a Charger.
And guess what? I'm at the stoplight and I've seen the car 8 times today from different people.
Yep.
That's a V6 version. Oh, that's a V8 version. That's a supercharged version. You'll see 10 more tomorrow.
Yeah. It's a Me Too car.
It's a Me Too car. And some people, that might float your boat. What I don't want to see, hands down, going into 2024, honestly, the street takeovers. I've seen countless videos where dudes are getting smacked, people are getting hurt. One dude pulled out a fucking gun.
Oh.
I kid you not.
And he emptied the clip.
Yeah.
He did.
He did? He emptied the clip?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's I've seen a couple, and I don't know if he hit. It's kind of hard to tell, obviously. And we didn't get to see the guy who he was shooting at, his reaction, so we don't know. But yeah, the dude got hit. He did like a backflip, and he had the pistol on him, and he just started emptying. Yeah, man, it's wild.
That's crazy.
I know. It's like that's becoming the cancer of our passion, and it sucks too because they're starting to affiliate guys who it's because I think we could agree that this car thing is a lifestyle for if you're really in it. If you're a real car enthusiast, it's a lifestyle, and it's unfortunate that it's getting affiliated with everybody who's actually passionate about cars. And the crazy thing about it is, if you were to snatch most of those guys at those takeovers, I guarantee you they probably never even changed the oil before in any car.
Yeah.
So it's just wild to be affiliated with that.
Yeah.
I don't think the kids that are at these takeovers even understand like the damage it does to a whole. But that's people. That can be applied to so many things with people alone, not realizing the damage. But for me, I would love to just leave the takeovers behind. Yeah, I'm talking about every day this man sends me a video or I send him a video.
We are enablers.
We are enablers. We said this on a previous episode. We're enablers.
I didn't know it was that bad. I feel left out. Like,
oh, it's
really?
bad. Do you want us to add you to the group?
Hell yeah.
It's easily. I've sent them. We've exchanged easily 50 plus videos and they're all. We only share the ones where guys are getting hit. So we're not even like the clean getaways.
Yeah.
And this is just people getting hit.
Would you say it's like a certain area? Like, I don't know, like Bay Area, Houston, like South Florida?
I want to say it originated from California.
Okay.
And which is kind of crazy to think because y'all been to Cali? I've been stationed there.
Yeah, I was stationed there. Both enlistments. Yeah.
And
we're all stationed there.
Yeah, so it's crazy to think that a state like that with so many laws, you can't do anything. You can't you can't even sneeze in your car out there. But somehow, some way, they started this takeover thing. Just goes to show you.
Did side shows. They start the side shows, especially in the Bay Area. Scrapers, skirting, you know. And I don't think they were this bad. I know the Bay Area has like a really nice car community where those guys are taking these classic cars, putting big money into the engines, and actually doing real work on these vehicles. But sideshow the parking lot. That's a Bay Area thing, California. But I think it's evolved with people trying to show off, oh, look at my vehicle. I just got this G35. watch me do donuts. I think one you sent me, dude, or I sent to you. The dude got ran over, and the car was on top. He had to be burning from the exhaust.
Oh man,
I'm serious. He had to be burning from the exhaust. The weight of the car was just on him, and everybody just screaming, "Don't move!
Yeah.
Don't move!"
Yeah. I'm curious to know what actually happened.
I'm curious too.
Because like, it's one thing for the tire to like run over something, but the guy was actually underneath the car, so the weight of the vehicle was on him.
like crushing him.
Yeah. So, and it was.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was.
Because it's like, how do you get out of that?
It's
like,
a lowered car.
It was a lowered car, yeah.
They're gonna have to like, I guess, wait on the fire department or something like that, you know. But
Smart thing would do is all 15 of these people put your phones down. Mm-hmm. Pick up
They're
the fucking
recording.
car.
Pick up the
Pick up the
car.
damn car.
Yeah.
It's 15, 20 of y'all. Pick up the car.
That's crazy.
Simple.
That had to be like shitty to just be like getting crushed and burned. Like, that's terrible.
And everybody's out with their phone.
Yeah, of course. That's
Yeah.
what it's about. I mean, this is what we discussed this. If people stop watching, people would stop doing it. But like, we're at an age where I would say bad publicity is better than good.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like,
Yeah.
it's people don't care about good things anymore.
No.
It's all about negative things. That's what
Yeah.
you see, even the news, everything else.
Yeah.
Another thing I would like to not see going into 2024, it's a tall ask. It's a tall ask. False enthusiasts. I feel false enthusiasts damage the car community in a detrimental way. And what I mean by that, I mean, we know you're not really into cars. We know you're using a platform to make money, or you're using this. I have a friend who owns a supercar. He loves supercars. He doesn't, he appreciates JDM cars, but for him, he likes the Italian cars. And look, hey, if you like the Italian builders, cool. He does the exhaust. There's not really much he can do for
It's a supercar.
for some of his cars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they got the Lamborghini guys in Texas 2K going hard with the V10s. $100,000 upgrade. $100,000 upgrade. I think it's a Triple X, the shop, Triple X.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Underground. I think
Yeah,
Underground's another one.
those are expensive packages.
They are.
But for him, he doesn't do the rallies with other exotic car owners. And so what he ends up doing, he ends up riding with JDM car owners. And I asked him, like, dude, usually supercar guys stay with supercar guys. JDM guys stay with JDM guys. American Muscle guys usually stay with American Muscle car. Scat Packs, Hellcats, Mustangs, they'll be grouped together. They usually pull up in a pack. JDM guys usually ride together. Shitbox riders ride together. Shitbox riders are their own group. Everybody got to start somewhere, right? I'm like, dude, why you don't ride with supercars? He was like, man, to be honest, I don't like them. He said it's the people that own them. They're not even car guys.
Yeah.
He said when I'm with the JDM guys, they're working on their cars. They're every time I go to a different meet, something's different, not just a wrap. You get what I'm saying? They're doing these modifications. And he said, I like to modify my car. I just put bags on my car. And he said, I couldn't buy a bag kit for this vehicle. And I'm like, I respect that. I respect that. So what'd you do? He said, we had to have it made. We have it made. And I'm like, okay, see, to me, that's what being a car guy is about. But
He's a car guy working with a different bag.
And there's a car guy on every level, right? You got car guys on every level. And I'm not going to take what it is to be a car guy from somebody. So that's what I want to jump into. What is a car guy?
I'm glad you brought that up because I haven't like categorized it in like tiers, but I do believe there are tiers. There's levels to this when it comes to the car thing. Like I would like to say we are probably on the extreme side of things. I don't know about y'all, but like usually every weekend I'm doing some sort of car thing, whether it's working on the car, going to a car meet, going to the track, so on and so forth.
No, it's every day for me.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're deep in this.
Yeah.
Then you got the mid-tier guys. I experienced this a lot when I switched over into the BMW platform, where you got the guys with buy the M cars are typically guys that are well off because we're talking $70,000 to $150,000 cars, and these guys, I remember vividly, I would see posts like the freaking splash guard would come off and they were asking for advice Like, should I tow it to the dealership or something like that? So I would say those are like the mid-tier guys to the point where they're not like, it's not a lifestyle for them, but they obviously are interested in cars. They may have a car. And then you got the guys that are somewhat dreamers. You know, they want this, but they either don't know too much about it or they can't afford it. And then obviously there's non-car guys, which is majority of people on the road. They view cars as a tool to get from A to B, basically.
Yeah.
About you, Marcus?
I would honestly say just having a genuine love for cars. You know, like I love cars. It's like I can't get enough of them. You know, like I can just, and it's just so many of them out there. I want to experience them all. You know, so that's my personal take on it. Yeah, exactly. But just having a love for it or some sort of passion for it, and that'll just be how I categorize it. But because everybody can deal with it different ways. You got people who they like the aesthetics of it, or it's people who just like the muscle of it, like racing and stuff like that, or just people who just like to work on them, like it's all different types of categories. But to me, it just boils down to just having that love for and that passion for cars.
Yeah, I think I agree with both. I think there is tiers of car guys, levels. Right? There's definitely levels, and if you have a love for cars, no matter how small it is, like for some guys, changing the wheels, that makes them a car guy.
Yeah.
If you love a car and you change the wheel, man, I got these new wheels because I got an uncle and he got a box Chevy.
That's all he does,
and it's clean.
Yeah.
And you look, I don't care. Any car guy worth his salt will look at my uncle's box Chevy and be like, yeah. I see the passion in this dude. I see what he got. He keeps it clean. He does more with his car than I've done on any car. Not like maintenance or modifications. Just this dude takes the time to keep it clean, wipe the wheels down. Just, I gotta get the bottom of wires for the seats. I got this little blinker light. I gotta make sure that's straight. My uncle's a car guy. He don't even know it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. I respect his dedication to it. So I think if you have any type of dedication to cars, that gives you a title of car guy. Now, enthusiast. If we want to talk about automotive enthusiast, some people say that's the same thing, right? For me, I think car guy worth conversation is where I'm at. Because you can't just, I mentioned this on a previous episode, I can't just talk cars with just anybody. I can't. I've met old guys. It's like meeting an old guy. Imagine meeting an old guy and he just is not into cars. When you see an older person, you think he's into cars, right? You see an older person, he's just not into cars. And you just have to accept it. The world's not, everybody in the world is not into cars like we are.
You're more likely to find an older person that's into cars, though. So you got to think, and I think we discussed this actually once.
Yes, true.
You got to rewind back 50 years ago. Driving was an actual common hobby. Like, hey, let's go on a drive. Let's go to a drive-in, to watch a movie. That's where the muscle car era kind of came from.
Music. It was in music too.
Yeah. So you're more likely to the older guys are usually more into cars than I would say the younger ones for sure. Now it's the average person that drives isn't into cars. They don't care. It's a tool to them.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Put yourself in the let's say an influencer. Why do you think people falsify being a car enthusiast? Think it's just for money?
For what it brings.
What does it bring?
A certain level, like females, low-key like car guys, and car guys like car guys, so it's really it's almost like stealing what comes with it in a way,
Just
it's an image.
Just say it. It's attention.
Yeah, it's attention.
Listen, I could talk about this for hours because I feel a certain way about these influencers. There's so much to talk about. So social media is a double-edged sword. It's such a great tool for us as passionate car enthusiasts to share our passion. And just like anything else, unfortunately, individuals that have, and this is all my opinion, of course, I can't tell somebody, hey, you're not a car enthusiast. You could, but do you really know? their actual interests. You can kind of observe, how they interact and stuff. But anyways, it's a double-edged sword, social media, because we can share our passion. However, there are individuals, once money started getting involved with YouTube and, Instagram and TikTok and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, money is the root of all evil. And when people saw that you can make money off of stuff like that, they had to. And then you mix clout with that. Oh, that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. And honestly, I take it personal because these influencers, they mislead the younger generation into believing that freaking modifying cars is easy. It's cheap. I can make 1,000 horsepower just on anything, just like that. Yeah. And I got hookups with, the shop and a mechanic. And so I could talk about this for hours. I actually have a list of reasons why
man,
influencers and clout chasers are damaging our hobby, our passion. And it's sad, man.
They definitely are. And that's from all spectrums, really. Like you said earlier, the attention that comes with it, essentially. It's even to the point where you have female enthusiasts that are really and truthfully not happy with the influencer females pretending to be in the car community.
Dang, that's
because I'm serious. And dude, I kid you not, I get hit up like once a week of females asking either to be on the podcast regarding this topic, or I wish I was there so I could talk about this topic. I don't do a live in or a call in yet, but we will eventually. I don't know. But these are things that some people want to weigh in on and they want to talk about these things. But the majority of the time I'm hearing from females is female enthusiasts are making it bad for actual female enthusiasts. The female influencer, they're just making it hard because what they're doing, they're setting a image. Oh, you have to have this type of body. Oh, you have to wash your car like this. And these female influencer enthusiasts is what I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Enthusiast. Enthusiast is what I'm gonna say.
I like it.
So these enthusiasts are, dude. I sent you the video the other day. The girl with a Milwaukee with a R34 taking off a radiator support. Girl, quit playing. You learned how to hold that damn thing 10 minutes ago. Like,
did she look good?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's neither here or there.
Yeah.
That's neither here or there. But when I see something like that, I'm like, damn, I really feel bad. Like, because if I'm a female, if I'm a female, I would be like, damn. And I've been really working on my car, putting in that work and grit, and I'm actually busting my knuckles. And I post what I did today. I'm not looking for clout, but I'm gonna feel like, damn, you just kind of like shitted on the rest of the females who are actually out here really busting their knuckles. You know what I mean? It just really sets like a false expectation of like what a female enthusiast should do. But I have to get female enthusiasts in here so they can discuss it. I'm not a female, so I can't speak 100%.
Yeah.
I'm just relaying what I
feel like that will go into a completely different, it will go left, because you could also break it down to like females who do like OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't like that, but off of you saying that, it just makes me feel like now females are mad at females, right? But guys have been mad at that for a while, but we just deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a completely different subject, maybe for like another day, but you know where I'm going with that one,
No, I don't.
As far as females, the influencers, pretty much.
The enthusiasts?
Yeah, the enthusiasts, like you said, like the actual enthusiasts, females, like they're upset that they don't like look as good as them to make what
you think they hating?
I would say, yeah, in a way, yeah. Because why would they not be? Like, because they're the ones getting more attention.
It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. So you got to look at it this way. The average female is obviously not into cars. And with that being said, if you think about it, it's a perfect I would say there are a lot of female enthusiasts that found a spot where not a lot of females are there.
It's a male dominant
Exactly.
hobby.
And they already look good. They already know they're gonna get looks. So, and I'm gonna throw this word. I'm gonna throw the word out there.
Go ahead. I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
But they found a market where they can basically get the same level of attention as a supermodel, 20 years ago. And the simps, the simps love it. So it's
the way I see this, because I'm going to relate it back to the military. You could be a good Marine, right? And you can have a female Marine in there that so it's the same thing we deal with.
It is the same.
It's the same thing.
It is the same.
It's the same thing.
I will agree.
But do we complain about it? Really? As much,
because we can't.
Yeah.
Because then we look a certain way. Very similar. I do like the way you brought that in. It's spot on. It's unfortunate. It really is. But I think it's pretty obvious that some female enthusiasts have no business. And you can spot it easily.
Some female enthusiasts, or are we going to use the word enthusiasts?
Enthusiast.
Enthusiasts. Once you know how to say it, man, it makes sense.
Yeah,
but are they actually enthusiasts?
Fugazi.
I think you become an enthusiast, and I'm gonna go ahead and dub this now. I think you become an enthusiast when you bring. Sex has always been in the cars, right? Sex, car scene. Cars, music, they go together, right? So if you use your personal looks for gain for clout with automotive,
agreed.
You know what I mean? And you're kind of like shitting on the rest of the automotive community, because I can't, go out and show my body, because then I would be shitting on the next man who feels like, hey man, I don't look that good. You're setting a false expectation for me. Nothing against you, bro. I'm just posing in front of my car. No, bro. You're posing in front of your car because you want the clout that comes with it. You want females to be in your, let's call it for what it is, right? You want females to be in your DM like, oh my God. You want the hard eyes. You want the attention. CJ hit the nail on the head. It's for the attention. And if you're bringing sex for capital gain with your vehicle, man, keep that over there. Take that to OnlyFans. Don't push that. Yeah, don't push that in the community. Keep that on OnlyFans. Hey, if you guys want to check out my content, come do that, because then they're paying for it.
Yeah.
They're getting what they pay for.
They're tainting our hobby, our passion, by pretending to be into cars. But it's I can't say it's untapped, but it's not as tapped as. And then not to mention, they also they probably don't want to be known for just OnlyFans. Like I'm only good for this.
Oh yeah.
I'm also a car enthusiast. I'm also this.
It gives them some sort of identity.
Yeah, it's an alibi. It's almost like an alibi. But you can see it when when they set up a tripod and they're taking the wheels off a car, and they got to step right in front of the camera
and bend right
over and do all this. It's actually gotten so bad, not so much with the automotive side, but there are people that are making fun of enthusiasts, or influencers, I should say, and they're getting attention off of that. I kid you not. Like I know of a couple influencers that make fun of influencers, but it's brilliant because they're essentially making fun of them, but they're also getting the same type of attention.
Same you said for what we're doing now. We're discussing a subject and a topic of our opinion, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
is discussing their opinion on that influencer.
That's fair.
And the BS that they're doing.
Yeah,
they're just pulling the tape off, like, hey, look, and pointing fingers.
Yeah,
and people don't like to have fingers pointed at them, right? And no one likes to be, and especially in nowadays where it's, oh, you can't say that about somebody, or that's defamation. Oh. Pretty soon you ain't gonna be able to even say your wheels are fake. They're not fake. They're fake, bro. I got a defamation charge because I called his wheels fake, right? What? What? No, man. But I honestly think for, and this is the last time I'm gonna speak on it on this. For the enthusiast, stop. stop, man. Just fucking stop.
They're not
Take
going
that.
to, brother.
They're not good. They're not. And who the fuck am I, right? This is them. And I'm probably gonna get feedback on this from an actual female enthusiast. Oh, I have OnlyFans and I'm really into cars. I actually painted my own car. Great.
Yeah, good job. I think though,
He said, "Good
to
job."
go along with that statement though, they should stop. But real car people need to stop giving them the attention.
Yeah, 100%. It's the same. It literally, that's the recipe to get rid of all this. Takeovers too. The takeovers, all this stuff. And I think people need to start seeing these influencers for who they really are. And you can spot it. You can literally, if an influencer is giving like rewards, like milestones, like, oh, if this reel hits 100,000 likes, I'll do this. I'll buy this part. I'll add a turbo. I'll make 1,000 wheel horsepower. Whatever the case is. But it's easy to spot who's actually passionate about it and who's not. It's just people just walk around with blinders on, and that's probably the biggest thing, and you have to be a cutthroat type of individual to recognize that right away and be like, you're not real.
Should we invite one of them on the podcast? How do you think that conversation will go?
Should.
How do you think that conversation
I'm gonna go
will
back and forth, man. You might not want. I don't know, man.
I think we should.
Like I'm just saying, imagine, so the driver experience, this channel is really for people in their driver experience and what got you into cars,
That's
what you
fair.
do in the cars, right? Do you think something like a person that it's an enthusiast would have anything to contribute to that? Like, how do you think the conversation will go?
I think it might be surprising. They might.
You think so?
They might say something that's like, oh, okay, all right.
But are we judging because are we using our eyes to say, hey, they may not just know that much about cars, or they're just acting on the little that they may know, and we're not in fucking Mount Olympus, right? But to them, some people may hear this of what we're talking about and be like, oh, these guys are jaded, or they just talking shit about the young guys. No, bruh.
At the end of the day, there's really no reason not to bring them. It's not illegal. It's not illegal to be a clout chaser. It's not illegal to like attention. Some people are just like that. Some people are low key. Some people like attention. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think we could stop them.
You think it's like entering a car show at reps? To me, that's what it's like. It's like entering a car show at reps.
I mean, even that's a whole separate topic. But like, so I think because we were into cars before social media was even a thing.
Yeah.
I think we take it personal because, like we stated earlier, this is a lifestyle.
Very
this
true.
Is a passion.
Very true.
And to see individuals who don't belong, it's already bad enough. We're dealing with enough with the government, like trying to push combustion engines away, and forcing this EV thing on us and all this. We already have enough adversity. It just sucks to see the wrong people not only tainting our passion, but also making money, misleading younger individuals, so on and so forth. And that's probably what bothers me the most. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen a younger car enthusiast try to follow in the footsteps of these influencers, and they either don't have the money to, they bite off more than they can chew, and then now they have a car that's on jack stands,
They're paying a car note on.
playing a card note on, trying to make 1,000 wheel horsepower and dailying it, and then they see no way out because some influencer did it, and they want to be just like them.
Yeah.
And then the worst part about it is these influencers in their own heads, they feel like they're celebrities.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many times I see these influencers signing people's dashboards.
What?
And seriously, autographs and like all these things. Like, oh, I'm gonna send you a signed picture if you buy X amount of merch or all this stuff. And it is so infuriating for me because
Kids can have heroes, man.
but this passion changed my life,
Yeah.
and it's infuriating to see individuals get involved for the wrong reasons. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask them what are the right reasons.
You're trying.
I want to ask them what are the
I
right
have a
reasons.
list, bro. I have a list.
I want to know too.
I have a list. Maybe we could talk about it offline.
Fair.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I feel like going into what gives us that passion for cars, we just have to accept that, okay, this is how I got my passion, how you got your passion is how you got it. You know, we're all sitting at the table, right? Do we have to see eye to eye at the table? No. But we're all sitting at the table.
That's fair.
You know, we're all sitting at the table. And some of us may look at, you know, the other side of the table like, okay, all right. So I say we leave it at that. And because at the end of the day, only thing we can do is just keep promoting what we're promoting. You know, keep doing what we're doing. We worry about what we're doing. If what they're doing affects what we're doing, then, you know, that's a different story.
Yeah.
That's
I'm personally, I would consider myself like open-minded, you know, but it's just like you got to kind of change with the times. If not, you kind of fall behind, and then you become that old timer that's like, you know, like,
that's
well,
true.
I don't like these, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it, you know, and I don't want to be that guy. So
Not that truck.
yeah, exactly, you know. So
It's funny you say that because that's what I was thinking about it. Like when I would say probably around the 80s where imports started to become a thing.
Nobody liked them?
Well, the older
guys didn't like
yeah,
them.
they didn't like them.
yeah, so we're
Didn't
listening
like
to it.
Yeah. So
New
they're
change,
like,
yeah.
they started getting involved in like drag racing, which was always, you know, notoriously a muscle car kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. You're right. I mean, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah.
We maybe we need to adapt with the times, but it, you know, you can feel how you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I stated earlier, it's not illegal. So if you're about it, I just wish they were open about it. Don't cover it up.
And just owned up to it.
Yeah, don't cover it up.
Just owned up
Don't
to
cover
it, right?
up that the reason why you bought this car to modify for 3 months and then you flip it later. Don't like tell the people like I'm only doing this because of this.
Yeah.
And I would be content. I'd leave it alone.
Maybe you get some respect.
Yeah.
Get some respect.
Yeah.
You know, people really don't have any honor these days, though. But that's a whole nother page. But I do want to ask, though. And CJ, I'm gonna ask you. Domestic or import? Why?
I'm an import guy. However, I think a vehicle, a performance vehicle, has to align with your personality. And it's in order for these vehicles, if you drive them, they do have personalities. Some are wild, some are tamed. You got. I'll just talk about the Euro market. BMWs compared to like Audis are like raw, very raw. Yeah, Audis.
Really?
Yeah. Audi, Volkswagen, they're a lot more tame. They're more for the sophisticated kind of, you know, individual who wants something, you know, that they can you know drive but has a little bit of power. But you take I got the M2 competition outside, and that car, it's a 2020. They made it till 2021. Compared to newer cars, and I've owned a handful of Golf Rs, Volkswagen Golf Rs, and it's like night and day difference. So I think a vehicle has to align with your personality, and I think we can't deny that also your race and how you were brought up plays a factor. It doesn't have to, but generally speaking,
It does.
it does.
Yeah, we're products of our environment.
Are you attacking me for my Buck Chevys?
No, and I admire you for being a well-rounded car enthusiast because you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, everything from lowriders.
Yeah,
I had Box Chevy donks.
yeah.
Not too much on the donk side, but I can respect it. I think I respect it all, but I've lived through like a lot of it.
This is about to make me sound really old. I think donks, especially when they race them and stuff, I think that shit is so badass. But I can never do that because I'm not a poser. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
What do you mean? Oh, like go race a donk?
The
I
word
got you.
poser makes
Yeah.
me, that's an old word. That's a freaking 20, 30-year-old word. But like, if I rolled up in a donk on
some
24s, like y'all be like, bro, come on.
Yeah.
So it's like, but don't get me wrong. I still think is dope. And we talked a little bit about it. Even the squatted trucks, I know, the dreaded topic. I'm not saying it. First of all, let's agree that it's stupid because it completely kills the purpose of what a truck is supposed to do. But you have to respect
Haram.
the level of commitment.
Haram.
The level of commitment.
But
I would never do it.
Okay. I from that viewpoint, yes, I can respect the level of commitment with any automotive, anything automotive, and you're committing yourself to the construction of a vehicle or modifying a vehicle. Oh, you get that check. You get that check. Do I have to agree with it?
No,
Nah,
not at all.
nah. But I will not hate. I will not hate and be like, and sit there and look at your vehicle and be like, that's so stupid. I wouldn't do it. I'll be like, man, the dude really actually can he see? Can he see? Like, what did he have to do? Oh, he bought an 8-inch lift and only put it on the front. You know what I mean? He bought an 8-inch lift and only put it on the front.
It looks like a dog scratching his ass on the carpet to me. I'm just gonna say it.
I know I've heard it a million times, and it's still funny to me. It's still funny. I guess I just realized I never answered your question. I'm an import guy. I've never owned any domestic vehicle. Would I ever? Yes. There's a handful of domestic vehicles that I feel suit my personality. One of them being a Grand National. I feel like that's the import. That's the GTR of the domestic side. Skyline GTR, that is. I would own a C6 Z06.
Okay.
I love that vehicle.
I would never have seen that. I would never have seen that.
I can see you in that.
I love that vehicle.
Okay.
I don't like any other. I mean, I like other generations of the Corvette, but I don't think I could drive anything else. But
we just got a C5.
Did you?
Yeah, we got a C5, and we're gonna do it with a little. It's not a wide body. We're gonna do some fender flares because it actually looks like a FDR X7. It resembles an FDR X7 when it's on like some nice JDM. We saw one at
I can
SEMA,
see
Blaine.
that.
And dude, I'm gonna show you one after
From
the
the
show.
front. Not the back.
From the front.
Not the back.
From the front. It looks like but from the back with the Rocket Bunny kit.
There we go.
But I'm gonna show you one after the topic.
Okay.
Marcus, domestic or import?
Domestic.
Why?
Domestic. Really, I mean, I grew up down south. I'm a Chevy guy to the bone marrow. So, but I've also driven BMWs, and I can say they're cool. I like them. That is, if that's like a low key, like, you know, like that's like a little fetish that I have. You know, like yeah, exactly. I'm coming out of the closet. I'm a Beamer guy. All right, you got me.
Beamer guy, you got me.
Yeah, but my experience with Beamer, man, like it was very problematic. It was a used Beamer, and also too, I don't really, you know, I didn't have a shop to help me maintain that vehicle at the time. You know, and I enjoyed driving that BMW because it's like it's really an experience, you know. But what kind of made me not like the total experience was like what came with that. So I kind of just like, you know, Chevy's is simple. It's just kind of bare bones, you know, like, and that kind of fits my personality. I like things to be simple and just like straight to the point, you know. But also, I don't know, have you ever driven a V8 through like a desert or anything like that? Just mashing, like that feeling is like for me, it's almost like it's up there with sex, you know, like you know, just like feeling that rumble and that power like under your feet, you know, in your hands is like that's what I like about it. You
See,
know,
that's what separates us.
Yeah.
From these influencers that aren't car enthusiasts,
Yeah,
like things
yeah.
like that.
Enthusiasts.
For you to be able to just, you know, drive a car and
Yeah.
enjoy it with like nobody around,
Yeah, no
nobody,
music, just
nobody
yeah.
has to see you. You are connected to that vehicle,
Yeah.
and you know you can, whether you're having a rough day or you know
Yeah.
you're angry, you're happy, you're sad. You know you are connected to that vehicle. But I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and stop on that.
CJ, most underrated car. Why?
We talking brand or we talking model?
Underrated car. One brand, one model. Which car?
That is a tough question, man. I have a list of sleepers that I would love to own.
Which one do you think is underrated? That just didn't get the attention it should have gotten. A lot of people like to say the Pontiac GTO, but I think the Pontiac GTO killed Pontiac.
I hate that car, man.
I think it's ugly.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's ugly.
It was pretty ugly. I don't know why people liked it.
No disrespect to the GTO owners. Like, look, y'all are doing what y'all doing, kicking ass that little
It's
six.
such a long car.
And it weighs a lot.
Yeah, it's heavy. And
It
like
didn't
for no
look
reason.
to not have all-wheel drive.
The rear quarter, you can fit a door in the rear quarter.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, what?
so long. Like if you next time you see the newest generation of GTO, look at the rear quarter. You can fit a door there. I don't understand. But funny enough, that's a tough question. Most underrated, I'd have to think about it. But I will say I do like the Chevy SS, which is kind of that's connected to Pontiac, isn't it? Holden and the Commodore, and what's the other one?
Those are the Australia joints.
Yeah. But here it's the SS,
Yeah.
and it's the what's the other one? It's the G8,
Pontiac
the Pontiac G8. So I think the Chevy SS, it definitely was underrated because it didn't sell well, but it's a 4-door Corvette.
They got a lot of people kicking ass in them right now.
Yeah, but you the average person would look at that and be like, I don't know what that is, and then they rev it and they're like, oh shit, like that sounds pretty good.
Okay.
I would say, honestly, I'm just gonna name the three cars that I really really like. SS is one of them. The Chevy SS is one of them. If I ever have to grow up, I've always told myself that's the car I would buy. The Mark IV R32 Volkswagen. I know that's gonna ruffle some feathers because people don't like that it's called an R32 and Mark IV and all that stuff.
VR6.
Yeah, the VR6. We were actually discussing that engine. That engine is so dope. The sound, the concept, unlike anything else. Very underrated. And I would probably say I really like the Lexus ISF. And actually, at the time it came out, around 2008, it was actually competition to the R35 GTR. V8, freaking, it was a little expensive, 80 grand, MSRP, roughly. But I really, really like that car. I think it's a good sleeper. That's my 3 sleeper list that I would love to own someday.
Most overrated car. Why?
Oof, Skyline for sure. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, we're about to beef right now. You shouldn't have asked that question, bro. I think
In respect, why?
So I think there are tiers to overrated cars, and this doesn't mean I don't like them. I'm just saying they're definitely overhyped. The Skyline is definitely at the top of the list. The RX-7, FD RX-7, and the Mark IV Supra. Those are the top 3 most overrated cars, in my opinion. I'm not saying that they're not good cars. I'm not saying that I wouldn't like to own one. The hype doesn't equate to what it is, to the point where individuals that know nothing about cars automatically assume that a Mark IV Supra makes 800 horsepower.
No, it's capable though.
It is.
Stock bottom end, stock head.
You're pushing
stock
it.
cam. It's capable of 800 horsepower.
Is it? Can you daily drive that? Can you drive
Yes.
it on the weekend?
Yes.
It's hit or miss, man.
Yes.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with the Evo platform.
Y'all drop in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
No enthusiasts.
Yeah.
The movies made them.
The movie's definitely overhyped the Skyline.
Yes.
Definitely overhyped the Skyline. And me being a Skyline guy, I agree with you. I don't think it's the most overrated car, but I do think movies overhype them and set false expectations to the masses about it.
I don't think there's an argument. I think it's factual. When you mix finance into it, monetarily, people are paying $500,000 for R34 GTR.
Yes.
That is factually overrated.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Mine was,
you're not an import
mine was
guy.
91,000 and mine
And
was
even
tattered,
then, I remember in 2009, you can get an R34. Obviously, you couldn't get it here, but I was in Japan at the time, and you can buy one for 30 grand.
Oh, damn.
It wasn't a GTR.
No. I swear to God. I knew a guy whose wife bought him for his birthday a R35
in 09.
in 2009.
Oh,
in
okay.
2009. Just like I bought
Okay.
my Evo 5 for $12,000. And I got inflation and all that stuff, but that's a separate topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the combination of the movies plus the influencers and all that stuff, made that vehicle, which is a very capable vehicle, and it's a great vehicle. I'm not saying that stuff. It was ahead of its time, but people now associate it with something that is like close
Beyond.
to like an exotic, and it's not.
I will say this though. I was in Miami, and I went into an exotic dealership. They had Lamborghinis, the new Rolls Royce truck, the Bugatti truck. They had a lot of stuff. Center of the showroom floor was a Bayside Blue GTR.
See what I'm saying?
Center of the showroom floor. It was a V-Spec 2, of course, $250,000 car. And I believe he had it there because whoever owned the dealership either was a fan and was like, hey, I've always wanted this in my collection. To me, I prize this more than what a manufacturer has produced today or what, people put on that. For me, I personally think, is a Skyline overrated? Me, no. But I can see how somebody can think
You are
of Skyline.
biased. I will tell you.
I am biased.
I will
am
look at
biased.
the camera right now. I'm an Evo guy. That's my first car. First car is an Evo. I've owned 2 Evos. Evos are overrated too. It's just not at the tier as a Skyline. And it's because of the movies.
I think Skylines and Evos, for the record, they've put in their work.
Yeah, absolutely.
They put in
They're
their
very
work.
capable cars.
They've put in their work, and what I love to do, I didn't even answer my own damn question. For domestic or import, I'm gonna go with import. 1993, my Cedric outside has folding mirrors, electronic parking brake, all these bells and whistles, courtesy lights, and everything. You open the right side door, the right side lights of the entire car light up. Close it, open the left side door, same with the left side. It has all these features from 1993 with
Way ahead of its
folding
time.
mirrors.
Yeah.
A 03 Cobra from the Mustang we was all talking about was the only new Edge to come with folding mirrors. 1999 did not come with folding mirrors. I put the folding mirrors on your car. You know what I mean? And they only came 03, 04. 1993 had them electronic. So for me, import.
They were electronic.
But you started off as a domestic guy.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I started off as, that's because I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better.
So-
And he liked carbureted engines too.
Yeah, I was only
Yeah.
carbureted.
So you were a product of your environment, and then turns out you liked something else.
Yes, and that actually ties into a whole different discussion that could be even taken outside of the realm of what this podcast topics are about. Being a product of your environment, that's just like being a little young kid from the ghetto. You don't even know what you like. You're just doing what you see and what you are accustomed to.
Exposed to.
You get what I'm saying? And that's like music. If you grow up and there's no diversity in your life, you listen to one type of music. You start sprouting out and traveling the world and going to different environments and different cultures. You may find out, hey, I like 80s rock. I really like this.
I think we can all relate to that being in the military.
Yeah, it's a melting pot. So
Because we have traveled more than the average person.
100%.
And we've seen
100%. My first time ever listened, I couldn't believe my first time I was exposed to somebody listening to the country. I couldn't believe they're actually listening to that. I was like, you actually listen to that? They're like, yeah. And I was just like, bruh, I couldn't believe. I thought only hillbillies listen to country.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy what's out there. But funny enough, I will agree with you, because me being a Hispanic Caribbean guy, we are supposed to like Hondas, Japanese cars. That's what we're supposed to like. And I can appreciate you going against the grain and checking out different platforms, and now you like imports. It was the same thing with Volkswagens for me. That's Hispanic guys don't drive Volkswagens.
No,
That's
they
not a
don't.
thing.
They don't. They don't.
So I can appreciate you going out of your, what you were brought up on, and basically trying something new. But one last thing, I think it's evident. Dodge has a chokehold on a certain demographic, and I think we could all agree. If you see a Scat Pack on the road,
It's a brother. Unless you're in Texas. Are you going to Texas 2K?
I'm not.
Come with us.
Okay.
Come with us. Bring that Evo.
No, I don't think. No, we're not ready for that.
Bring the M2.
Okay,
Yeah, bring the M2.
We'll talk.
Look, we could trailer them out in the clothes.
Okay.
That's off topic, off podcast topic. Going back to the topic of being a product of your environment. For me, being exposed to JDM cars, so I'm pretty sure other people in the area have had GTRs. I don't know if there's another guy like me that has had a GTR in this state. If they do, or if they have, I don't know. But I pulled up. I was riding through New Orleans East, which is considered the ghetto, and I'm riding my Skyline down this main street called Hain, and I passed my old apartment that I used to rent for like $500. Dude, it was a hole in the wall. I mean, I can't believe I used to bring.
Was that the one
people
upstairs?
No.
Okay.
No. This is the one. Yeah. Remember when we were doing the Camaro?
Mm-hmm.
It was downstairs.
Okay, but it had an upstairs.
Yeah,
I
it had an
remember.
upstairs.
It had stairs.
Yeah. That was a hole in the wall. I'm talking about a hole in the wall, brother. And I ride past that house in a car that cost more than that entire property together. And I'm like, dang. And I pull up in the gas. I'm like, I don't even think this car has ever even graced New Orleans East before in history. I'll probably be the first dude in history to ever take that or S15 Spec R through the ghetto. You know what I mean? And I'm on my way to just handle my business. And I pull into a gas station. Blew my mind. Dude comes out of this gas station. Man, New Orleans cat with his accent. Man, you heard me, man. I know that ain't what I think it is. And I'm like, ain't no way. And dude comes out, he said, man, it's Bayside Blue, bruh. Blew my mind.
Yeah.
What literally, if somebody asks me what are like the top 10 crazy experiences you've ever experienced in your life, that is definitely one of my top 10. This dude even said, the Bayside Blue, bruh. I was just like, damn.
I just want to point out that you're proving my point.
Yeah, your product, bro.
No, not that.
What?
That Skyline's overrated. I'm gonna ask you right now. You're a domestic guy.
Yeah.
Name the color of a paint code from any non-domestic vehicle. I'll wait.
Yeah, I couldn't.
From any non-domestic?
Yeah, I don't really know what he's driven, what he's had in the past, but here we are talking about a color of a vehicle.
Yeah.
And I named 3. You got Millennium Jade, you got Bayside Blue, and Midnight Purple.
Yeah.
That's 3 right there. I've never owned a Skyline, but the fact that I know color of
That's
a
'cause of social
vehicle,
media,
crazy.
man.
That's
That's because of social media.
proves the vehicle is overrated.
That's because of social media. That's social media. You might see a post and somebody say,
I got you, bro. I got you, bro. I think. What you think? I got him. I got him.
I don't know, man.
I got him.
Because I don't know any colors
I don't
like
think
that.
so. I think the dude, he was an older guy. He was an older guy for sure. He was older than me, and he had to be like in his 40s. You know, so in your 40s, you're not really a social media junkie in your 40s. You shouldn't be, at least. That means you was reading magazines. If you read magazines, you're an enthusiast.
But how often are you knowing the paint code of a vehicle by name?
You're saying it's impossible for this guy living where he lives to be a fan of something that's on the other side of the planet.
I think there's, based on what you said, I think I was a true fan.
I think he was a true fan.
Oh, I don't doubt.
I don't think that makes it overrated, though.
I don't doubt that he was a fan.
Imagine reading about a car that you can't have access to, right? And there's a lot of them out there. Even the Evos, for instance, which you say, I know you said they're overrated as well, but I don't think that makes them overrated just because we didn't have them. Now, they got tons of cars that you can get. You can buy a Skyline, enjoy it for what it is. But I think if you're buying a Skyline because you think it's going to destroy everything around you, or you're buying a Skyline for the clout that it's going to bring, you're buying it for those overhyped reasons. Yeah. I think if you buy a Skyline, an Evo, a RX-7 FD, any of those vehicles, and you're buying it because of what it represents, what it means to you, that's an enthusiast level. But if you're buying, I've seen it. I know people buying Skyline GTTs, trying to make them look like GTRs, either A, because they like the body, or B, they want to tell people, oh, it's a GTR. The people who don't know.
I think we're having two separate conversations here because I
No,
don't think
you're talking about overrated cars.
I think you can be a fanatic. I think you can be an enthusiast. You can like a car.
And it's still
But the overexposure, the oversaturation of a limited vehicle and how often you see it, you hear about it, you know about it,
where my book at?
it makes it overrated.
Where my book at?
It makes it overrated.
I get what both of you guys were saying. Had that be a kid, I was like, yeah, that's from the hype. And
Have you ever heard of a Mark IV R32 Volkswagen?
No, I haven't.
What if I told you this vehicle is available? Well, it comes in all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual.
Okay.
It's technically is inline six. I mean, it's a VR motor and it's 3 cylinders, but they're off center. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Offset cylinders with a
It's
single cylinder
basically
head.
so it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's offset like that.
Pull up the VR6 bling.
And it is in a hatchback. It's about as practical as you can get. All-wheel drive, 6-cylinder, has torque, sounds amazing. In my opinion, it is the best sounding normal person car. Very limited.
What's this again?
A Mark IV. It's a Generation 4 R32. It's a Volkswagen R32.
Oh, okay, Volkswagen.
It's a
Gotcha.
Golf. It's in the generation
a
of a
Golf.
Golf.
Got you.
But it's a super Golf, not a GTI. It's not a Golf. It's not a GTI. It's an R32.
But what if you told them that it was available? Like it's a readily available car?
It's not though. They only made it here. It was in the States. It was 1 year, 2004. That's it.
Yeah.
2004. Very limited. And you've never even heard of it. And I'm here to let you know that car is amazing. And you've agreed.
Yeah, it's amazing. But what did it do?
As far as what?
What did it do?
As far as what?
And it's in history. What did it do?
That I mean,
Did
you're
it
proving
win
my point.
Did it win anything?
I'm pretty sure in the Nürburgring it's won something, but like that's the thing. It's just I
it
know
is, right.
about it. I know about it because I'm an enthusiast.
That's the VR6. It's an inline 6, but it's offset cylinders.
Okay.
1 cylinder head. I get your point. I don't feel a Skyline is. I think what makes it overrated are the people hyping it up. Is it overhyped? No.
I think you're biased, man.
No, I'm not. I'm
like
just
I was
saying.
saying before, we got on that subject. Well, that statement you made. If it had been like a kid coming out the gas station, I would have been like, all right, he's just feeding into the hype. But would it been a guy?
He was an
of
older
that
guy.
age,
He was a magazine reader,
yeah, he
man.
seems
Had
like
to
he
be.
probably
I am not
genuinely-
saying that they're comparable vehicles. That's not what I'm saying. But how many other vehicles do you know with that type of engine? How many
other vehicles do you know
inline
with a
twin turbo
RB26?
vehicles are there?
How many vehicles you know with RB26?
What's that?
How many other vehicles you know with RB26?
Well, that's the thing. That's another hype. You're proving my point even further, because
They-
now
they-
we're naming
there's
just
like 8 vehicles with that motor.
just like the color. Now we're naming the engine.
That VR6. There's like 8 vehicles with that motor.
That's fair, but you're also it's a tough comparison, and I'm not even trying to compare. I just use that as an example just because of how capable that vehicle is. But you've never even heard of one.
Yeah.
But like you've never. How many R34 Skylines have you ever seen with your own eyes, like in person?
Just his.
But you know all these things about it. The color code, the name of the engine, so on and so forth. That is an overhyped vehicle.
I don't think so, man.
I don't think that makes it overhyped.
I think. Look at it like this, and I'm gonna end it because I don't want to be. I'm biased.
But
I
let me
guess.
ask you this:
There has to be something exciting about it.
Where
though.
did the
Thank you.
fame? Where did the fame for this vehicle come from? If
Probably Fast and
if,
Furious,
What?
I would
if
know.
Fast and Furious
No.
did not
Yeah.
exist,
That's what I would guess. Like,
yes, it is, man. If Fast and Furious did not exist, would these cars
They-
be selling for that amount of money, or have the amount of attention that they do? Even close.
I don't think so.
That's overhyped. Point proven.
I don't think it's overhyped though. And like we can agree to disagree, but I do 100% understand what you're saying. Do I feel like the movies have played a part in
They've hyped it up. But I don't think
They've
it's
hyped it up.
overhyped.
I don't think it's overhyped because that's a car that will deliver. It doesn't make look. It's not. You can't buy a car. The damn car. The movies will make it seem like you can buy these cars and you can go out there and whoop brand new cars' ass.
Yeah.
It's not about to happen.
Let me ask you this.
if you see a Mark IV Supra making 400 horsepower, how do you feel about that?
I feel like that's a nice, reasonable car.
He switched it up.
I'm not.
The average person
I'm not, man.
would see a Mark IV Supra, and if it doesn't make 800 horsepower, they'd be like, "Oh." It's almost like back in the day. You ever seen an Escalade in the mid 2000s without dubs?
Oh,
It was like, it was like,
They
the
age
same
bad,
principle, man. The same exact principle. Same principle.
okay. So you're saying to have a Supra, it needs to be making over 800
Yeah,
horsepower.
and it's
It
proving
has
my
like a
point
stigma.
that these vehicles are overrated.
What about a
overhyped.
Skyline?
What's that?
What about Skyline?
So, I think because the Skyline, the RB26 is way more expensive and not as abundant as a 2J. I think that plays a role. But generally speaking, I would say if you're not making at least 650 out of a R34 GTR or any GTR, you ain't shit. That's just how. And that's not. These aren't rules that I made up. I know that these vehicles are not. I mean, they came out the factory with 300 horsepower. They're capable of 500-600 on stock internals. But like, I'm different. This is my lifestyle. So, but the average person that isn't into cars, they would think that these vehicles out the factory, if it's not making 800 horsepower, it ain't shit.
Yeah. Then that's overhyped. That's overhyped. Because you go to Texas 2K, you've never been?
No, I feel like also that's also
Overhyped?
no.
Oh, wait.
It's somewhat not as much, but it is influencing individuals into chasing power, rather than enjoying a well-rounded vehicle. I feel like everybody needs to be making this number and running these slips, otherwise you ain't shit.
Fair.
You ever driven? I'm sure you have a well-rounded vehicle that makes just enough power.
Like 300-400 hours. That's plenty for me.
Perfect. It's perfect. It's just enough. You're probably not going to use most of it most of the time.
Yeah.
But like it's with the clout chasing and the horsepower chasing. It's that's the world we live in now. Unfortunately,
I said that on a previous episode that the standards people are setting on these cars are just really unrealistic. Most people, you need 1,000 horsepower. You've never been in a car that had 1,000 horsepower. And then I don't believe horsepower numbers until somebody shows me a damn dyno sheet.
And even then, man, like honestly, like everybody just looks at peak horsepower. How is that power band? How is the car delivering that power? Is it two-wheel drive? Is it all-wheel drive? What are we talking about here? So
A lot of variables that go into it.
yeah, man, so many, and then we haven't even touched the reliability aspect.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot to unpack there.
It is.
That's a lot to unpack
It
there.
is. It is.
But hey, man, I really appreciate y'all coming out. Let
Thanks for
these
having
guys
us,
know
man.
how they can reach out to you. CJ, Marcus, how can they reach out to you?
King B Mock on IG.
At CJ2X and Instagram and YouTube.
All right. Remember, y'all heard it. CJ said he's going to Texas 2K. We're going to see what he feels about it out there. All right, fellas. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you sharing your thoughts and experiences for the driver experience and your opinions. Thank you.